Hello, welcome once again to another edition of the Coach's Corner program, our first program this year with the girls basketball coach, Corey White. Coach White, thank you for being on.
Absolutely, feels good to be back. I know I kind of went off the rails last year, wasn't able to make any with
You were AWOL a few times.
Yes, it was a tough to get here with my schedule with work and stuff. So feels good to be back finally.
All right, and really off to a pretty good start this year.
Yeah, we're 3-1 right now. Girls are just playing really hard. We've had really good practices since we started, and great attitudes. And when you put those together, you can get a lot accomplished, and it's been fun.
All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from their previous games. We'll talk a little bit about maybe a little bit of the preseason and so forth, and kind of look ahead with the Harding girls basketball program. And we'll do that right after these words. Back once again on the Coach's Corner program, and Coach, this is 4 years for you now. It takes sometimes a year or two to kind of get established, but the girls know what to expect from you, and you pretty much know what you have. You've seen some of the girls, maybe at the freshman level, JV level, now maybe playing some varsity level, so you pretty much know what you have.
Yeah, this year it just seems like everything's clicking a lot better. It seems like we finally got things figured out, got a handle on what works, what doesn't work with them in practice and games. It's just been a lot smoother this year, and the first 3 years, it's first 3 years of a head coach in general. So I don't know if there was a filling out period or whatever, but we do feel better this year, and it just feels a lot different. And,
Good.
Hopefully some positive things to come.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the highlights from a couple of the games that Harding's played in the last couple of weeks.
So something we've worked on and started working on in the summer was being able to get a lot of shots up during the game, and we've been able to do that. We feel that we finally have a handful of girls now that can put up double figures if we need them to, and it's happened a few times now. So you'll see multiple three-pointers from Kaylin, Talia, Casey, Anaya can knock them down, Adley can knock them down. You'll see more throughout the year of a freshman named Shelby. She's still working her way up, and she's a heck of a ball player and a great addition to the girls. But we still try to play fast. We want to get in those passing lanes, create turnovers, get some transition points. In the first and second quarter against Shelby, we played great. We stuck to the game plan, something that has been hard to do in the past, but I think our basketball IQ is coming around now after having them for so many years, and they're understanding the flow of basketball, and we were able to put up a fight against them. We just let things get away in the third quarter. And
I think the score at one time was Harding 15-12, and the next time they showed the score, you were down like 42-19. So they went on quite a run.
They put on quite a run in the third quarter. They went 18-4.
Shelby's still the team to beat, do you think?
Shelby's still the team to beat, yeah. They just played a close game with Clear Fork and then pulled away towards the end of the game as well. Something we've done really well, too, this year is rebounding. And I've always preached that rebounding is not necessarily a skill thing, it's kind of a want thing. And so far we've had 4 games and we've out-rebounded offensively and defensively the other team. So I think the girls they want it more this year. They've been playing hard. It's a Highland team that Matt is doing great things with, and they slowed us down the first half. I think we were down 1 point going into halftime, and then we got things flowing, figured out in the third quarter, corrected things that we needed to correct from the Shelby game, and went on a huge run in the third quarter and held them to, I think, 4 points maybe. And I think at one point we were up by close to 20 points, a little over 20 points, and the game just got chippy, so we were trying to sub and get some starters out of there so nobody got hurt. Highland's a pretty competitive team, and probably won't be in the highlights, but our girls ended up on the floor quite a bit. So one of those games we're excited to get out of there. I think we had a 14 or 16-point win against them. It's a good win for us. Last year they beat us twice in 2 really close games, so they had everybody back this year. So it was neat to see us battle back after being down at one point and coming back and win. Casey went 5 for 6 from the 3-point line, had a huge game. Told her I was sorry at the end of the game. I believe she had 19 points, and I pulled her with probably like 4 minutes left because she just ended up on the floor. I didn't want to get her hurt. If I knew that I would have let her get a little bit more points up. But it was a fun game, and we've been playing hard. So we have a really good test tomorrow night against River Valley, and we'll see what we look like then.
What kind of expectations do you have? You mentioned you're shooting more, and the girls are kind of gelling a little bit. But have you kind of set any expectations for the team this year?
Yeah, I mean we want to compete for the MOAC championship this year, and I think we showed signs. We played Shelby the second game of the season, which is always tough, knowing that they're the #1 team in the MOAC. But we're getting better each practice. We've gotten better. Each game we've gotten better. We like to pressure teams with our defense, and we finally have a decent sized bench, so we can sub quite a bit. There's days that different girls will have a really good game, and other girls, may not be as productive that game, but they're still on the bench and cheering their teammates on, and it's fun to see. It's fun to be a part of, and we keep the ball rolling in that direction. We could be a team to beat this year.
Very good. We'll come back. We'll wrap up this edition of the Coach's Corner program right after these words.
Welcome to Harding Telecom Digital Media. Unlike television, print, and radio media, which are all one-way communications, digital media creates an interconnected world of interactive communications that puts you in control of content creation and broadcasting. As a member of Harding Telecom, we have 3 ways of building your digital media skills. As an underclassman, you can take our semester-long class, Intro to Video Editing, where you'll be introduced to the latest hardware and software in digital media. Learn to create your own content with overlays, special effects, and audio processors. Your content will only be limited by your imagination. Telecom 1 is a year-long class that introduces you to the world of audio-video broadcast communications. Here you will learn how to operate video hardware and software, design sets, direct and produce events, and expand your editing capabilities broadcasting online and over our public access television channel. You will learn to produce daily news announcements and share your creations throughout our cable television and social media networks. Finally, Telecom 2 is our year-long class available for upperclassmen who have completed the prerequisite Telecom 1 class. Here you will produce and direct your own broadcast events. You will be put in charge of productions and lead other students through the introductory processes of media production. Many of our telecom graduates have gone on to study broadcast media in college and launched careers as television news and weather personalities, Emmy-winning editors for nationally syndicated television shows, and audio production engineers. So don't hesitate to schedule Harding Telecom Digital Media. Talk to your guidance counselor or see Mr. Mullins in room 201.
Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program. Coach, you mentioned River Valley tomorrow night. Give us a quick scouting report on the Vikings.
They're young, so they're younger. They have Clausen, who's a senior, a heck of a point guard. She's the motor of the whole team, so we got to take her out of the game. And they got a lot of role players. They're extremely coachable. They got a good coach that's a veteran there. But I think we take care of what we need to take care of, and I think we could put them away.
I know we won't do a show next week because it's exams, and then you go into that 2-week Christmas break or whatever. Do you have a lot of games over Christmas break?
We don't actually. We between Christmas and New Year's, we actually only have one game that we just moved. So that's a nice little break for us. We're gonna go up to Akron and watch Jessica Jenkins coach there. So that'll be fun. But next 2 weeks will be pretty tough. for MOAC, and then we got a little bit of a break, and then right back at it to finish off the year.
All right, well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll do it again in January.
Thank you as well.
All right, look forward to talking to you this season. It's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Harding Girls Basketball Program. I'm Jeff Ruth. Thank you for watching.
Global logistics is the process of managing the flow of resources or goods between businesses and the consumers. In addition, global logistics analyzes the acquisition of goods, how the goods are stored, and the methods of transporting the goods within a supply chain. At Harding High School, we are proud to offer a 2-year class in the study of global logistics. In this class, students will receive an English credit for taking Logistics 1. They will also participate in multiple field trips, making connections through real-world projects with local businesses. These students will obtain Career Pathway Logistics certification, earning 12 credits for graduation. Students may also earn Lean Six Sigma certification, giving them a credentialed advantage in the job market. However, most importantly, logistics offers transferable life skills including communications, economic forecasting, workflow optimization, general management, and financial planning skills that will make them invaluable to any career they pursue. If you're interested in global logistics, don't hesitate. Talk to your guidance counselor or stop in to see Mr. Ellis in room 245 for more information.
Hello, welcome once again to another edition of the Coach's Corner program. I'm Jeff Ruth, along with head coach Jimmy Pearson. And Coach, good to have you back again this year.
Good to be back.
I know.
Yeah, time flies, but we're back in the middle of the season and 3 games in, and so a lot of games to play still.
All right, and you got to be really happy with that Shelby win last week.
Yeah, it was our league opener for us, and it's a tough place to play. I think somebody said they hadn't lost there in over a year, and they've won a lot of league games in a row. They're obviously the team to beat still, winning 4 or 5 at least league titles in a row for boys basketball. They win it in football, and it was just big for our kids to step up and battle through adversity and be able to get not only a varsity win, but also get a freshman and JV win up there.
All right, and you got a big game coming up tonight.
Yeah, we have Highland, much improved Highland. They probably return as many people as anyone in the league. They're a long, tall team with a lot of talent. They love to shoot a bunch of threes. They play a little bit unorthodox. They like to get up and try to press you and create turnovers. So, they played us tough here last year, so we expect a heck of a challenge tonight against Highland.
All right, we'll come back. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from Harding's previous games. We'll do that right after these words.
Exercise science is the study of how exercise and the human body interact. The goal of exercise science is to develop an understanding and applied knowledge of the links between fitness, exercise, diet, and health. Harding High School is proud to offer students interested in athletic training, sports medicine, physical therapy, occupational therapy, or personal fitness an opportunity to pursue a career pathway in this emerging field. As a student of exercise science, you will gain real-world experience in anatomy and physiology, on and off the field injury evaluation, wound care, taping and bandaging, emergency care, exercise and rehab programming, and much more. For more information, contact your guidance counselor or see Coach Cunningham in room 9.
Back once again on the Coach's Corner program and talking with Coach Pearson. And Coach, 2-1 on the season. You started out with a win, then you lost a close game in game 2, and then mentioned the Shelby win last week.
Yeah, we've had a really tough schedule to start. Our scrimmage season was extremely tough, and we knew we did an exhibition game against Licking Heights, who's a school that was the 5th seed in the Division I tournament last year, and although it didn't count, we were victorious in an exhibition against them, and then turned around and beat a Franklin Heights team that had a bunch of transfers move in, well-coached team, and that was a home game as well. And then had Bishop Reedy, who has 5 or 6 Final Fours, probably a state championship, and they got a lot of experienced physical guys, and so we want to win as many games as we can, but we're also trying to get better. We're trying to get some of our younger players better, and And we're not going to win them all, but hopefully they're going to sharpen the blade and make us better as we get into league play and as we get into later on in the season. So pretty pleased with the 2-1 start considering our schedule.
Yeah, a little different scenario this year with the OHSAA expanding the division. So Harding is, what, you're Division III now?
Yep, we moved from Division I, where we had to be one of the smaller schools in the state, to number 3, where we're probably one of the larger schools, but still competing in that central district. And it's amazing, some of these schools, especially the private ones, they tend to find the good divisions to be in. So, unfortunately, there's no good division to be in. But, I feel a little bit better about Division III because, there's schools we play in Division I that are twice or even 3 times the size of our school. And it's just hard to compete sometimes against that. So it's definitely a welcome change for us. We'll see how this regular season goes and see if we can continue to improve on our postseason success from last year.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from Harding's previous games.
Here is Reedy, very well coached, a guy named Tony Basutti, who's been around for quite a while at Dublin Scioto.
He's still coaching?
Still coaching, and he coached Antonio Daniels at DeSales High School. Early on, Parker Iden with a 3. Parker's one of our 2 senior guards, him and Logan Thrapp. Caden Paz has been one of our really exciting sophomores there. He blocks a shot there. Caden's been a pleasant surprise for us, first-time varsity player. And then Boston Pearson, he's an inside player for us, but he really has worked hard on his outside game. He hits a 3-pointer there. And then more Boston Pearson with the steals. He's actually, for 6'6", he's leading the MOAC in steals through 2 weeks with 3 a game. And then looks like we have Caden again. He's kind of our energizer bunny, plays extremely hard, very athletic. And then our senior point guard, we feel like he's one of the best point guards in Central Ohio, Logan Thrapp with the steal there, and he puts it in. We're down too early, but a tale of this game is, we were up, we were down, we were up, we were down, and we just couldn't come back that third time, but was really proud of the effort. Landon Keller, he's kind of our glue guy, does a lot of the dirty work for us. He gets a steal and starts our break. And I think we convert there. And then more Boston Pearson, number 2. He's a junior forward for us, getting on the loose balls. We always like to see that with our guys playing hard. And then Tremel Thompson-Reese, he's just fresh off, 10 months off a torn ACL. And one of the best athletes in the school and one of the best athletes in the league, but, still working on coming around. But it was exciting to see him hit that shot.
Good. And then the game at Shelby.
Yeah, they jumped out, I think, a 4-point lead, and Logan Thrapp had struggled to get it going offensively, putting the ball in the basket the first couple of games, but he didn't have any problem in this game. Parker Iden with the help and the assist and the steal. Logan had a couple of points, and you're probably going to see a lot of his highlights. I think Logan put up 28 points and 7 assists. That was his career high. He battled All-Ohio football player Brandon DeVito from Shelby. I think he put up 30, but it was kind of a battle of the guards. Tamani Barber, another super sophomore for us, first year playing varsity. He just makes plays and he puts the ball in the hole. We call him T-buckets because he gets buckets. But he made some plays for us. You see another play, a deflection from him. Sophomore to sophomore, Caden Paz to Tamani Barber. It was a big spurt in the game for us there. But again, this was a back and forth one all the time. And, there's that sophomore Caden Paz making plays again, steals it, length of the floor, hits a layup. It's late in the fourth quarter here. They had the ball with the.
I was going to say, they were up 4 and had the ball.
Yeah, they had the ball, and our kids just kept making plays. And there's one of them, Caden Paz, with the big 3 there. And then, you have Logan Thrapp making a giant 3 for us right there. They had the last shot in regulation to win the game. They missed it, and then we were able to make more plays in overtime. And again, what can I say more about Logan Thrapp? He's probably averaging 6.5 assists a game. He had 28 points. He's played a lot of varsity basketball, started for 4 years, and it's just great to see him getting it going, putting the ball in the basket, because it makes us a much, much more dangerous team.
And Shelby, still the team to beat.
Yep.
River Valley, obviously, they've been very strong the last couple of years. They're going to be battling up there. But I got to think a lot of people are thinking Marion Harding's going to have a pretty good season this year, too.
Yeah, well, preseason, I don't know. We lost four senior players, and they've all started for us. A couple of them went on to play college athletics, including Trey Cady, who has a Division I scholarship offer from North Florida. He's at a prep school this year. So we had Braylon Dyer, who's up at Defiance. We had a lot of offensive firepower to replace. So you never know what you're going to get until the season starts. But we got a good group of kids that have put a ton of time in the off season. They've worked exceptionally hard, and to start the season, things have gone our way. So with our youth, maybe I didn't have us penciled in to be near the top. I just wanted to finish in the top half of the league, but we started 1-0. So take one game at a time and see where we end up. But I like how we match up with a lot of teams in the league. So we'll let our performance on the court do that talking.
Okay. We'll come back. We'll wrap up this edition of our Coach's Corner program right after these words.
Bucci's Italian Scratch Kitchen is a unique dining experience with made-from-scratch ingredients and meticulous preparation of each and every plate. At Bucci's, you will not find a canned sauce in our kitchen. Every sauce from marinara and alfredo to our scampi and marsala is prepared from scratch every single day for every single meal.
Don't forget the dessert prepared from scratch in our kitchen. Choose from fresh-made cheesecake, tiramisu, brownies, or creme brulee for a sweet treat to finish your meal.
Bucci's is also expanding with the addition of our Dock Lounge, featuring the best in local live entertainment, as well as a variety of signature cocktails and limited menu items.
The upstairs Urban 501 area is available to host your most special occasions and private events.
Also coming soon to Bucci's is our fabulous outdoor courtyard area where you and your friends can enjoy outdoor games and entertainment. Located at 320 West Center Street in Marion, Ohio, Bucci's Italian Scratch Kitchen, Urban 501, the Dock, and the Courtyard are your one-stop entertainment hub for any event, large or small.
Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program, and Coach, you mentioned the game tonight. No show next week because of exams, and then, of course, off for a couple of weeks for the Christmas break. Last year, you got to go to Florida, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm not as excited as last year, but this year we get to go to Erie, Pennsylvania for a 2-game tournament. So in the snow belt. So,
I was going to say, you think the roads will be clear by the time
I
you
hope.
go?
With this lake effect snow and the Farmer's Almanac, it might not be, but we'll try. But we're supposed to play a 2-day event there, play a team called Jefferson Local. It never fails. You drive up to Erie, Pennsylvania to play an Ohio school, although I've not heard of Jefferson Local, but I know they're successful in sports. And then I think the winner would be a Pennsylvania school or the loser, depending on how we do. So big game there. And then we play tonight. And then, Saturday we're what do they say, out of the fire and into the oven, because we went to Shelby on Tuesday, and that game was pushed backwards because of their football run. They asked for an extension so their kids could have more time to get ready. A really good Highland team that had us down in the fourth quarter last year. And then we go to county rival River Valley, who, again, probably is the league favorite, with Shelby. We play them Saturday. So 3 games in 5 days. The kids love it. As a coach, I'm not – it's a long week, but we'll see how it ends up, but we got to take care of business tonight versus Highland.
And do you have a lot of games between kind of maybe like after school's out next weekend, you have a couple of weeks for Christmas break?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of games?
I don't know what a lot. We have that tournament, so that's 2. And it's as a coach, you kind of like to play over break. I do, because the kids don't want to practice 5 days in a row, and it's kind of nice. You don't have school, so you get to be all basketball. So it gives you a little bit more time to prepare. You can do some shoot-arounds. I think we have another league game, Clear Fork, on the 20th, which is a Friday, which is our last day of school. Or, in fact, the kids I don't even think are in school that day. Then I think we come back and play at Ontario, who's another very strong league opponent. And then we go the Friday, Saturday to Erie, Pennsylvania. And then coming out of break that first week, we got another county rivalry game as we have the Pleasant Spartans. So enough to keep us busy. But in Florida, I think we played 3 games in 3 days. But so we got 2 and 2. But I'm just excited to see how things go over break when we get back together again. And obviously tonight's huge for us. And we'll see what happens when we're at RV on Saturday.
Okay, looking forward to seeing you quite a bit this season.
You
Appreciate
too, Jeff.
you being on.
Yeah, hey, thanks, man.
This will be the last show, obviously, because of exams next week, and nothing then between Christmas and New Year's. So I want to wish all of our viewers a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll do it again starting the first week in January.
Sounds good.
All right. It's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Coach's Corner program. For head coach Jamie Pearson, I'm Jeff Ruth. Thanks for watching.